He may even identify himself with it and believe that he is what he appears to be.
Welcome to the NCE Study Guide. I created this study guide using ChatGPT and Notebook LM. So think of these modules as AI-powered audio flashcards. Each one of these 20 modules contains 10 mock questions, representing the kind of questions that you might encounter on the National Counseling exam. I created this primarily for myself, and I decided to make these available to anyone else who might benefit from this kind of study aid. But please note, while I have done my best to ensure that these modules align with NCE content, I encourage you to cross-reference them with trusted study guides and resources for the most accurate preparation. These modules are not affiliated with or endorsed by the NBCC or any official licensing board. So, with no further ado, here are your AI study buddies from Notebook LM. Enjoy.
All right, get ready. Today we're taking a deep dive into Module 19 of the NCE.
And you can think of this deep dive as like having your very own AI-powered study session.
Almost like having a super smart grad student create the ultimate audio flashcards just for you.
With a little help from the magic of Notebook LM, of course.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So congrats on making it to Module 19.
Out of 20.
You're in the home stretch.
You're almost there.
So that means now it's time to really make sure you understand these core theories.
All the techniques, ethical considerations.
The stuff that'll make you an amazing counselor.
Absolutely.
We've got 10 key questions from this module we're going to tackle.
We're going to break them down.
So let's get started.
Let's do it.
Question 181.
Yeah.
Which of the following is a core principle of Gestalt therapy? A, focusing on unconscious conflicts.
Okay.
B, living in the present moment.
Uh-huh.
C, challenging irrational beliefs.
Right.
D, exploring early childhood memories.
So let's unpack these, starting with focusing on unconscious conflicts. This one is really the foundation of psychoanalysis. Think about uncovering those hidden desires.
Like what's really going on under the surface?
Right. And exploring all those past experiences.
Those things that shape our behavior.
Exactly. We're talking dream analysis, free association, classic Freudian techniques.
Oh yeah, all that good stuff.
Now, challenging irrational beliefs takes us to CBT.
CBT.
That's cognitive behavioral therapy.
Right.
And with CBT, we're really focused on the connection between thoughts, feelings, and behaviors.
How those things all work together.
Yeah, so in CBT, we're helping clients see those negative thought patterns.
The ones that might be contributing to their problems.
Exactly, and then we help them replace those negative thoughts with more balanced ones.
More helpful ones.
It's like we're rewiring those mental circuits, right?
Such a great way to put it.
All right, moving on to exploring early childhood memories.
Okay.
This one might touch on some elements of psychoanalysis, but it's really at the heart of psychodynamic therapies.
Psychodynamic.
Yeah, these therapies say those past experiences really matter.
Those early relationships, especially in the family.
Right, and how they're still shaping our lives today.
So it's about recognizing those patterns.
And how they might be playing out in our current relationships.
Yeah, like how the past is impacting the present.
Exactly. And finally, living in the present moment. This one brings us to the core of Gestalt therapy.
Gestalt.
Right, Gestalt is all about being present, being mindful.
Being aware of your experience right now.
Yeah, your thoughts, your feelings, what's happening in your body.
All of it.
Without dwelling on the past or worrying about the future.
Just being in the here and now.
Exactly. So a Gestalt therapist would really guide clients to become more aware of what they're experiencing right now.
And then make choices based on that awareness.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's rewind and go back to that question. Which of the following is a core principle of Gestalt therapy?
I think you know this one.
I think I do.
The correct answer is B, living in the present moment.
Because Gestalt therapy is all about that present moment awareness.
It's what sets it apart from other therapies.
All right, moving on to question 182. In which stage of group therapy do members typically experience conflict and power struggles? A, forming.
Okay.
B, storming. C, norming. D,
All right.
performing.
Remember Tuckman's stages of group development?
I think so.
They give us a really helpful framework for understanding how groups evolve.
Okay.
So let's start with forming. This is the initial stage.
It's like the first day of school.
Exactly. Everyone's a bit hesitant.
Just trying to figure out where they fit in.
Right. Being polite, observing all those unspoken rules of the group.
Yeah, like feeling each other out.
Precisely. Now, norming is where things start to settle a bit.
Everyone starts to get more comfortable.
Yeah, the group develops a sense of cohesion.
Everyone's on the same page.
Roles and responsibilities become clear.
So it's about establishing a sense of order.
Of predictability, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
And then we have performing. This is where the magic happens.
It's showtime.
The group is working smoothly, collaborating, achieving their goals.
Everyone's in their groove.
Yeah, it's about productivity and effectiveness.
Awesome.
Now, let's consider storming. This stage is often marked by conflict, challenges to the leadership.
It can get a little messy.
It can, but it's also a necessary part of group development.
So it's a natural part of the process.
That is. It's where members start to assert themselves.
They start to test the boundaries.
Exactly. And you know what? Working through these conflicts can actually strengthen the group.
It can lead to deeper trust.
Exactly.
Okay, to recap, in which stage of group therapy do members typically experience conflict and power struggles?
The answer is B, storming.
So while forming is about introductions, norming is about finding harmony, and performing is about achieving goals.
Storming is where the group really grapples with those conflicts.
And ultimately, that helps it grow.
Right.
On to question 183. What does the term countertransference refer to in counseling? A, the client's feelings toward the counselor.
Okay.
B, the counselor's emotional reactions to the client.
Mm-hmm.
C, the process of transferring feelings to a third party. D, a shared therapeutic goal.
Countertransference is such a vital concept.
Absolutely.
So first, let's address the client's feelings toward the counselor. That's actually known as transference.
Transference.
Yeah, it's a natural phenomenon where the client might unconsciously transfer feelings from past relationships onto the therapist.
Oh, so it's like they're reacting to the therapist as if they were someone from their past.
You got it. Now, a shared therapeutic goal.
Okay.
While that's definitely a positive element in therapy, it's not what we mean by countertransference.
It's more about working together.
Towards a common objective, right?
And the process of transferring feelings to a third party.
That one isn't directly related to countertransference either.
So let's focus on the counselor's emotional reactions to the client.
That's it. That's the essence of countertransference.
It's about how the counselor's feeling.
Their thoughts, their reactions, all triggered by the client or the therapeutic relationship.
So it's about the counselor being self-aware.
Exactly. They have to recognize their own stuff.
And how it might be affecting their work with the client.
It's crucial for counselors to manage their countertransference,
To stay objective.
to maintain those ethical boundaries.
So they can provide the best care possible.
Exactly.
All right, going back to our question.
No.
What does the term countertransference refer to in counseling?
The answer is B, the counselor's emotional reactions to the client.
Because understanding countertransference is key.
It's essential for ethical and effective counseling.
Absolutely. On to question 184, exploring postmodern approaches. Which of the following is a key characteristic of postmodern approaches to counseling? A, focus on universal truths.
Right.
B, use of structured interventions.
Okay.
C, emphasis on individual narratives and perspectives.
Got it.
D, reliance on diagnostic labels.
Postmodern approaches offer a different way of looking at counseling.
A different lens.
Yeah, let's start with focus on universal truths. Postmodernism challenges that idea that there's one right way to view the world.
That there's one truth that applies to everyone.
Exactly. It emphasizes the subjective nature of reality.
So everyone's experience is unique.
Precisely. Now, use of structured interventions. Some postmodern therapies do incorporate techniques.
But it's not about a rigid step-by-step process.
It's more about collaboration,
dialogue.
co-creating meaning with the client.
Okay, so it's more fluid.
More fluid.
Now, reliance on diagnostic labels.
This one is often questioned in postmodern approaches.
Because labels can be limiting.
Right. They might not capture the full complexity of a person's experience.
So it's about seeing the individual beyond the diagnosis.
Exactly. And that brings us to emphasis on individual narratives and perspectives.
I have a feeling this one's important.
It is. It's a core characteristic of postmodern approaches.
It's about understanding the client's story.
And how they make meaning of their world.
So it's valuing their perspective as their truth.
Exactly. Unlike traditional therapies that might focus on those universal truths,
Or standardized techniques.
postmodern approaches prioritize the client's subjective experience.
Okay, so back to the question. Which of the following is a key characteristic of postmodern approaches to counseling?
The answer is C, emphasis on individual narratives and perspectives.
Because understanding the client's story is central to these approaches.
Absolutely.
All right, moving on to question 185. Which type of validity assesses how well a test measures a theoretical construct. A, criterion validity.
Okay.
B, construct validity.
Got it.
C, content validity. D, predictive validity.
So this question is getting into those psychometric properties of tests.
All right, let's break it down.
Starting with criterion validity. This refers to how well a test's results correlate with another measure of the same concept.
So like if we have a new intelligence test, does it line up with scores on a well-established IQ test?
Exactly. You're comparing it to a trusted benchmark.
Makes sense.
Now, content validity looks at whether a test covers all the important aspects of what it's supposed to measure.
So like if a test is designed to measure depression, does it include items that assess all the core symptoms?
Right, you want to make sure it's comprehensive.
Got it.
Predictive validity explores how well a test predicts future outcomes.
So like how well SAT scores predict success in college.
Exactly. It's about forecasting what might happen.
Interesting.
Now let's consider construct validity. This is where we get into the theoretical side of things.
Big ideas.
Right. It examines whether a test is actually measuring the underlying psychological concept it's intended to measure.
So like, does an anxiety test truly measure anxiety, or is it picking up on something else?
Exactly. It's about making sure you're measuring the right thing.
Okay, so back to our question. Which type of validity assesses how well a test measures a theoretical construct?
The answer is B, construct validity.
Because construct validity is all about ensuring our tests are accurate and meaningful.
Exactly.
All right, on to question 186, all about motivational interviewing, or MI. What is the primary goal of motivational interviewing? MI. A, exploring unconscious conflicts.
Okay.
B, resolving childhood trauma. C, strengthening a client's intrinsic motivation to change. D, identifying and correcting cognitive distortions.
MI is a client-centered approach, really designed to help people make positive changes.
Okay.
So first, let's address exploring unconscious conflicts. This is a hallmark of psychodynamic therapies, especially psychoanalysis.
Digging into those deep-seated conflicts.
Exactly. Now, resolving childhood trauma,
Important, but
important, but not the core focus of MI.
MI is more about the present and the future.
Right. It's about finding that motivation to move forward.
Okay.
Now, identifying and correcting cognitive distortions, that's a key part of CBT.
Right, CBT.
But while MI might touch on thought patterns, it's not about directly changing thoughts.
It's more about enhancing motivation.
Yes. So that leaves us with strengthening a client's intrinsic motivation to change. This gets to the heart of MI.
It's about recognizing that change can be tough.
People are often ambivalent.
They might want to change, but they're also scared.
Exactly. MI therapists don't force change.
It's more about collaboration.
Right. They work with the client to explore those mixed feelings, to tap into their values.
To help them find their own reasons for wanting to change.
That's it. It's about finding that inner spark.
Okay, back to our question. What is the primary goal of motivational interviewing? MI.
The answer is C, strengthening a client's intrinsic motivation to change.
Because MI is all about helping people tap into their inner drive for growth and transformation.
Absolutely.
Question 187. In family therapy, what does the term triangulation mean? A, establishing clear boundaries between family members.
Okay.
B, resolving conflict between two family members directly.
Got it.
C, involving a third person in a conflict between two others. D, reducing emotional reactivity within the family.
Family dynamics can be so complex, right?
Definitely.
So let's start with establishing clear boundaries between family members. Boundaries are crucial in family therapy.
But they're not really the definition of triangulation.
Right. Boundaries are more about roles and responsibilities. Now, resolving conflict between two family members directly,
That's the ideal.
it is, but it can be tough when triangulation is happening.
Because it's like that saying, two's company, three's a crowd.
That's a great analogy. And while reducing emotional reactivity within the family is a common goal in family therapy,
It's not specifically what triangulation means.
right, it's about a specific pattern.
Okay.
So let's focus on involving a third person in a conflict between two others. This is triangulation in a nutshell.
Okay. I'm picturing a triangle.
Imagine there's tension between a couple, right?
Classic example.
Instead of talking to each other directly, one partner confides in their child.
Bringing the child into the middle of it.
Exactly. And this creates alliances and complicates things.
It makes it harder to resolve the original issue.
Right. That's triangulation.
Okay, so to recap, in family therapy, what does the term triangulation mean?
The answer is C. involving a third person and a conflict between two others.
Triangulation can really disrupt healthy communication.
It sure can.
Time for question 188, delving into career counseling theories. Which career counseling theory focuses on how external events and chance encounters influence career paths? A. Holland's theory of vocational choice.
Okay.
B. Super's developmental theory.
Got it.
C. Crumboltz's social learning theory. D. Trait and factor theory.
So many theories, so little time.
Right. But they all offer different perspectives on career choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Holland's theory of vocational choice suggests that people are drawn to careers that match their personality.
Like finding a career that fits who you are.
Right. Holland identified 6 personality types.
RAC?
You know your stuff.
Had to memorize that one.
All right. Super's developmental theory emphasizes that career development is a lifelong journey.
It's not a one and done kind of thing.
Exactly. It unfolds over different stages throughout life.
So it's about evolving over time.
Precisely. Trait and factor theory is one of the earliest career theories.
It's a classic.
It focuses on matching a person's abilities and interests with the requirements of specific jobs.
So finding that good fit between the person and the job market.
Exactly. Now, Crumboltz's social learning theory. Crumboltz really highlighted the role of those unexpected things.
The chance encounters, the twists and turns.
Right. He argued that career paths aren't always linear or planned.
Life throws you curveballs.
It does. So he encouraged people to be open to new experiences and embrace those unpredictable moments.
They go with the flow.
Exactly.
So going back to our question, which career counseling theory focuses on how external events and chance encounters influence career paths?
The answer is C. Crumboltz's social learning theory.
Because Crumboltz reminds us to be open to new possibilities.
Those unexpected opportunities can lead to amazing things.
I love that. And for our last question in this round, question 190, what is the primary focus of culturally competent counseling? A. Avoiding cultural discussions during therapy.
Okay.
B. Recognizing and respecting the client's cultural background.
Got it.
C. Promoting assimilation into the dominant culture. D. Standardizing therapeutic approaches for all clients.
Cultural competence is so essential.
It's a foundational.
It really is. So let's start with avoiding cultural discussions during therapy. This is the opposite of what we want to do.
We don't want to shy away from those conversations.
We want to embrace them. A client's culture shapes everything.
Their worldview, their experiences, even how they express their symptoms.
Exactly. Now, promoting assimilation into the dominant culture goes against the values of cultural competence.
We want to celebrate diversity.
Not try to erase it.
And standardizing therapeutic approaches for all clients ignores the importance of tailoring therapy. One size doesn't fit all.
Precisely. We have to meet each client's unique needs,
including their cultural context.
Exactly. Now, recognizing and respecting the client's cultural background,
This is it.
that's the heart of cultural competence.
It's about being aware of our own biases
continuously learning.
and adapting our approach to each individual.
It's about seeing the whole person.
So back to the question. What is the primary focus of culturally competent counseling?
The answer is B, recognizing and respecting the client's cultural background.
Because cultural competence is about valuing diversity.
And providing sensitive and responsive care to all clients.
Absolutely. And that wraps up our NCE Module 19 deep dive. We've covered so much ground.
It's been quite a journey.
But remember, these concepts are not just about passing an exam.
They're about becoming the best counselor you can be.
So keep learning, keep practicing, and keep that passion for helping others alive.
And best of luck on your NCE journey.
We'll be here to support you every step of the way.